Hey skaters, Sonic here at the Kinetic Express and Skate Shop in Queens, New York City. And today we have for you the FR Spin. This is one of the newer offerings from FR, having been released in 2020. But don't worry, this thing has been tried and tested and it's already making some rounds. The FR Spin is the entry-level carbon model, which means you got really good bang from coming out, but it ain't gonna cost you too many bucks compared to some of their highest end carbon offerings. The Spin comes in two, or depends how you count it, 2.5 configurations. So you've got your 3-wheel option, which is 310 millimeter wheels, and it's got the longer 246 millimeter frame. And then you've got the 4-wheel configuration. And depending on your size, if your foot is 41 or higher in European sizing, you'll get a 4x80 millimeter. And if you're 40 or below, you'll get a 4x76 millimeter. So that's a 231 millimeter frame for the 4x76 and a 243 for 4x80. Now let's check out the boot because it's really worth noting. As noted, this is a carbon fiber boot. And that means a couple of things. So one, it's super stiff. And then also the liner is integrated into the boot. It's not a separate piece. So that means you got a lot of rigidity going on. So great power transfer, great responsiveness. So that's a really big boost in performance compared to boots that either are made of plastic or have a removable liner. So for me personally, I always like to go with an integrated liner and a carbon shell. Now, it's worth noting there's plenty of fiberglass in this boot, meaning it's not quite built up to the crazy high standard as, say, the flagship models, the SL Speed or the SL. But don't let that deter you because this thing is a lot nicer on your wallet. Looking closer at the boot, we can see it's got rubber all around here. The quality feels good. Obviously carbon throughout the entire bottom over here, coming up pretty far. The liner itself feels really good. It's soft, but it's also like pretty firm. So I really like the feel of that. People who bought this skate are really enjoying it. Laces up the whole way. You got a strap up here. You got buckles over here to open that. Just push this guy. That opens in there. Slice that in there, and that tightens it up. This guy opens up right in there. Comes open. Drop that back in there. Tighten it up. You're good to go. Where they saved a little money for you, they've gone with plastic buckles here, which are going to perform well. It's FR, they quality test everything. And then we got a plastic cuff on here. So again, you got a little bit of a trade-off there, but it's really accessible as a boot and really nice to use. One other thing to note about the boot is it's got a 5-hole mounting system, so that's carbon all on there. And the bolts are thick, you know, typical of FR, really nice, thick, chunky bolts in there. And it's a 165 mount, so you can put on a lot of different configurations, whatever you want on there. Not just the frames that come with it. So aftermarket frames will work on there as well. And it's worth noting that this bolt uses a different tool than other FR offerings. So it's using a 5mm tool. This is a little different than other tools you've seen. If you're stuck in a pinch and don't have it, you could still use this tool. This is a standard Seba FR tool. That's a 3/16 of an inch American standard. This will work in a pinch. It's not the best thing, but again, if you got a situation, it'll work for you. I inquired as to why they use a different tool, and making custom bolts at whatever quantities they're making is not an easy thing. And the way skate production's going now with all the issues with supplies in China and stuff, it's actually quite good that they were able to do this and get a skate out the door instead of having to wait a long while for the exact right bolt. So they're trying to get skates out to people. So let's talk about some other features of the skate. The frames on here are identical to what you'd get with the FR2 model. So it's an extruded aluminum frame, really good quality. The wheels are also the same as the FR2. So good quality wheels. They're not like the highest end wheels, but they do perform really well for the price point. The bearings on here though are not the same as the FR2. You actually get the MW9 bearings, which come with the FR1. So that's the top level urban bearing from FR. So you could really beat them up, take them around. It's a great option for this skate. So kind of a mishmash of parts there, but I think FR really nailed it with picking the trade-offs, what to go with, and making it a great choice. So what is this skate good for? Well, given the mid cuff, it offers a little less support. So that makes it great for urban riding. It also means more freedom in the ankle. So for niftier slalom moves, it's really nice. And with the four-wheel configuration, you got rockerable axles so they can ride in both flat and rockered mode. In terms of big jumps, crazy things like that where you might want more shock absorption or support, you're probably better off with something like the SL or Igor on the higher end, and then the FR1 on the lower end. So keep that in mind. This is a great skate, can do a lot, super versatile, great performance. And then in terms of price point, it sits above the FR1, but below all the other carbon offerings. So it's kind of like a nice in-between skate if you want some good performance, but also don't want to break the bank. Regarding fit and sizing, there's way more room in the toe box in this skate. So if you're used to, say, the FR1, your toes are getting a little crunched in there, you're gonna find more relief in this skate. Lots more room in there for your toes. And that means if you've got a wider foot, you'll probably be able to go down a size compared to the FR1. And actually, I've noticed pretty much most of my customers, they are going down one size. Some of them are going down even 2 sizes. So I do recommend checking the size chart. It's a little different. I am going to note if you're using other FR models, say like the SL or SL Speed or Igor, this boot seems to be off about half a size comparatively. So if you found yourself in between sizes in some of those other models, then this might be a good pick for you, because it's about a half of a European size bigger than some of the other offerings. One last thing, I want to show the box for these skates. Now, if you know anything about me, you know how I feel about unboxings if you've seen some of my other videos, and I don't think it's really my favorite thing in the world. But I do like that they did a lot with a little with this. So we've got a nice simple box here, didn't use too much ink, and I'm going to open it up over here. And very simple, they've just got the skates in here. I'm just going to show you. I like the way they laid it out in here, trying to save space, trying to save resources there. And they put the wheel covers on there. That's what it comes with. A nice plastic bag, which always comes with all the skates. It just says FR on it. So it's a little extra nicety, which is great. And then the only other thing in the package, you get this nice tool over here, your standard 4mm tool, a little screwdriver end, and a little hook over here, and then of course your 5mm tool that comes with the skates. So nothing too crazy, but I like that they did a lot with a little. Thank you for watching, skaters, and if you're looking for skates, check out InMove Skates for web sales, and check out Kinetic Expression, that's KEskate.com, for in-person sales in the New York City area. Take care.